What is up, everyone? Welcome to Seth LeRoy Home Teams. And tonight I'm going to talk about the season opener, Timberwolves versus the Raptors. Now, first let's talk about, some of the points per game, in this devastation. Towns did have 19, 10, and 3. Not a horrible night, okay? I'm cool with that. Rudy Gobert was a monster. He played really well, 15, 13. Edwards, 26 and 14. It was a great game by him, too. And then Conley, 11 and 4. Kyle Anderson, 7 and 9. And then Reed had 10, right? Now, here, let's just talk about everything. These are the types of games, though, that need to be wins, Wolves. And that was the problem last year. These types of games, they got to be wins. It's not really obviously I know as the season goes on, but you need to win the games that you should just win. You don't make Schroeder look like a monster. Gobert, super impressed with his first game, the way he played, amazing. Obviously, Ant, everyone, but here's the problem that I had with Ant and Towns at the end of the game. Now, I want people to comment and talk, as well, and tell me what they think. Me and my 18-year-old, we've been diehard Wolves fans, like I've said, my whole life. So is he. As you see, his whole room is like Wolves. Towns at the end of games, and trust me, he's hit clutch shots, he's done his thing. He just shouldn't have the ball a lot of the times, especially when we have people like Conley. I want Conley to run the offense at the end of the games completely. Just a lot of times I can tell Towns gets antsy, and as you saw when he tried to just throw it right into Gobert, sort of in a panic when it was a very close game. And those types of situations are rough for me to watch because we had the game, we had it back, we had the game back, but there was a lot of panicking. A lot of Edwards too driving. But then he would dish it out, or, there were parts of the games where Towns was just doing teardrops, and our announcers talked about that too. But that was just something I was yelling right away, go in. With teams like this, you have to go crazy. You have to just demolish any hope they have in their soul, and we didn't do that. We not only gave them hope, we let them the whole time control the narrative of the game. Now, like I said, that's why I was really impressed with how Gobert played. Still, yes, obviously Edwards and Towns had a great game, but what needs to happen? That's my daughter. She's 2. She's in here because she's too crazy to leave upstairs with all the other babies and mama. Thing is, you can't just. I really take these to heart, and I was even thinking I'll take some time after the games and just sort of, collect myself and, but no, I'm going to do these a lot of times right after the game. Sometimes it might be a little bit later, it all depends on the situation, but very frustrating loss. I mean, obviously the Raptors or any team you're playing, they are athletes, so hats off to them. I'm not a sore loser anytime that we lose in with any of our sports teams. I'm not sore loser. I'm very passionate. I get very frustrated. A lot of times too, towards the end of the games, I just wish it was more like Conley run the game. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. That's what I would say if I was the coach. I'd be like, Conley, you just keep the game slow, keep it calm, do more of those pick and rolls with Gobert. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot more and I just be like, we're gonna go slow. We're gonna play like we are a team that is, been in the fourth quarter before, because then I understand we get excited, and I was big into basketball. I played all the time. I was I was on 5A, whatever, traveling. Here's what the reason I'm bringing that up is just I understand the intensity and when it gets crazy. I know what I did was nothing even compared to this, but it's just you have to calm down and play like you've been there. And just, it's just these types of losses, they add up. If we keep doing things, I know it's game 1. We need to go and get a win game 2. These types of things can snowball, and then when you're losing to teams that aren't even on your level, you're putting yourself on their level, you're playing to their level, and then people think you're on their level. But like I said, still there were great things. I liked Gobert. I liked still Towns and had great games, but at the end of the game, this is where you got to start being a veteran. And I know Ant is still young, but that's where Towns needs to slow it down. He does this all the time. He's so freaking antsy. But still, love you, Wolves, like always. You know I'm going to be there, die hard. I'm going to do these after every single game. So it's by far my favorite sport, my favorite team. But we're going to get them next. We're going to go next game. But comment below. I want people to comment on what they do. And, oh, yeah, keep enjoying sports.